became really interested in resilience a couple of years ago, I'd had a particularly difficult time, and I noticed it manifests itself differently in each of us. So I started to ask myself some questions. Where do we get our resilience from? Is it formed from nature, nurture, or both? What impacts our resilience, positive or negative? Resilience seemed to be a broad term, so here I'm referring to the endless changes that we absorb in daily life. These influence adjustments in our mental and physical health. And I should say, resilience levels are not a sign of success or failure. They're part of our development. We all become more or less resilient at certain times naturally. One day we feel we can take on the world. The next we'd rather stay under our duvet. We might handle one subject well and feel all at sea with another. It's likely that this sense of resilience is not obvious to most of those around us. We all create coping mechanisms to handle our daily challenges. So, where to start? I thought I'd look at sources of resilience. Why? Well, we know that increased self-awareness supports improved mental health. I thought if I looked at the sources of resilience, I could understand whether they can be developed, or at the very least, understand how they are impacted. It was clear to me that one source may well have an impact on another. It was also clear that there's a link between mind and body. If your mental resilience is compromised, so will be your physical, and vice versa. There's so much research in the area of psychobiology and neurobiology, far too much to talk about here, but it does suggest that resilience is partly drawn from our DNA. There is an interaction between our environmental experiences and our systems, whether they be genetic, neural, or immune. In other words, external factors can contribute to the changing of gene characteristics. Environment impacts us all. It could be home, work, or social situations. And these environments may well stay the same, or they might change significantly over time. So, if we look at these, we may understand how our resilience is being affected. You maybe think about the impact of somebody being bullied at school, or perhaps the opposite, maybe they've been indulged during childhood years. This will impact the way they respond when they grow up. And of course, when we're adults, our environment impacts us as well. We may feel completely comfortable in our job, which means when we go on to a more challenging job, we may struggle. Whether we experience something small or have a significant life challenge, we will learn and we will adapt from that experience. These experiences will range across a spectrum. So it could be pleasurable or it could be traumatic. Either way, we assimilate them, and even if we don't remember them, they will inform our future responses and behaviour. Lifestyle does affect both our mental and physical health. I think it's fair to say that most of us know this now. And this could be diet, exercise, drinking habits, or addictions. There's so much information available to us now, but we're habitual creatures, and I find this very interesting. We decide to treat ourselves, knowing full well that it'll make us feel a little bit worse the next day. Friends and family are strong resources in supporting our mental health, especially during difficult times. Such support allows us time to reflect. It may be that we become more self-aware because of this. We may listen to the experiences of others, or simply be diverted from our current thoughts. Sometimes, when times are tough, we just need to be with other people. I think subject matter is an interesting one. For an individual who appears resilient, there's usually a topic that creates an adverse reaction, often surprising those people around them. We've all seen it, a sharp reaction regarding something that may appear trivial. It's possible that most of us still have unprocessed challenges, or that we've yet to discover a coping strategy that works for that particular subject. These sources impact how we handle daily adversity. These are the incremental stresses that we constantly deal with. Most of these are good for us and support our ongoing development. They are as influential in building our resilience as a major life event. The question is, what do we do when we feel vulnerable? How do we use these sources? And this is something I will explore over the next few articles. Thank you for listening. If you want to read any of the other articles, then please do go and have a look at either the website or the social channels listed on the page now.